Hi, Dale Tice here with today's 2-minute bass lesson. I'm continuing on with the slap groove series that I've been giving you guys with a kind of a unique one. This is slap groove number 9, and it deals with an odd time signature. I think it's important not to slap just in 4/4, especially if you guys are playing gospel music. There's tons of great gospel music in 12/8, 6/8, 3/4, and if you're slapping in a fusion or jazz band, of course, you could do anything. 5/4 is always out there, 7/8 is always out there. This one is actually 15/16, which is 1/16 note shy of being a bar 4/4. Give you a little bit of an idea. I was writing songs for an album I was doing in the late 80s, and I was stumped. I couldn't come. I felt like all my grooves sounded the same, and I was getting really frustrated. And one of my friends had gone to, I was living in LA at the time, had gone to a Dodgers game and came back with a little toy baseball that you wound up and it walked across the table. And he was kind of teasing me because I was fretting so much over the music. And so he wound up this ball and said, "Hey, I got you a gift," and put it on the table. And as it walked, it had this kind of funny little rhythm to it. And I started kind of tapping it out, and I realized the rhythm was in 15/16. And the accents of that little cheap plastic toy were kind of interesting to me. And that got me out of the ruts. A side note, the band hated the bass line. So anyway, this has been my little gem. So let's get right to it. I do encourage you to download the chart. It's free because it's a little bit more complex than what I've shown you so far, and if you're not comfortable in 4/4, at least seeing it written out might help. Also, we're not doing an open E. I was trying to avoid all my cliches at the time, so I did it with the 5th fret A. Now it starts with 2 60 notes, root, octave, then a thumb on the perfect 4th, which is 5th fret D, and a hammer on. Pretty simple. Alright, pretty easy. Then I pop the B on the 4th fret of the G string and come down with a thumb. This is interesting. A thumb on the 5th fret G, hammering on to the 7th fret A. So far. Like that. Now, just to make it odd meter, there's one little adjustment I make. So the first time I go 1 E and 2 E and okay. And on that last one, I go back to the root. Should have told you that. Okay, and that would be just 2 sets of 4/16 notes if I played it like that. But that last A, I sustain for an 8th note, and that's kind of where I pick up the odd feel. So it goes. I'm sorry. Let me start again. Like that. I really like it because it's a great left-hand fingering exercise. It really is. Because, you know, if you use proper, I hate to say proper, but if you use the 1 finger per fret idea, you don't have to shift, you can kind of lock in, and it gets kind of that cool fusion line that I really like. You know, besides learning this, I kind of wanted to teach you this groove because I want to teach you the concept of being aware of rhythms around you. If you find yourself in a rut and you're always playing the same slap lines, listen to anything. If you're at a stoplight and a train's going by, listen to the rhythm of the train. You know, if you guys are rehearsing in a broken down industrial building like I have, usually things like the air conditioner makes horrible sounds, but it's usually very rhythmic. So just be cognizant. Have your ears open for rhythms that you can cop, and don't even care if they're not in 4/4. The process of taking those external influences and making them something concrete on the bass is going to just make you a better bass player all the way around. So here's kind of something weird. Here's slap groove number 9. Download the chart, work it out, and if you guys need any more help with it or have any questions, just email me at dalet@danabygoods.com. Thanks for stopping by as always, and I look forward to your comments, and we'll see you tomorrow.